Hi, everyone. So, as mentioned in my last post, which I did, I brought Mithun with me, and he is a new team member for Observability Unleashed, where we will be doing multiple videos or podcasts together. So, let's welcome him.
Hi guys. Hello Vishwat. Thank you so much.
Yeah. So, what's special in this episode today? So, one thing I'd like to say is, after a long discussions that we had, uh, we managed to come up with an idea which covers most of the people, most of the business people, and all those things. So, Mithun, you want to shed some light on that?
Of course, Vishwat. So we know about MCP servers
Yeah.
and we always been concentrating on SaaS as a tenant.
Yeah, that's where advancements are happening, right?
Yes, that's right. So that's what is transformation.
Hmm.
But so we thought we wanted to do something different, right?
Yeah.
Not do the same thing again.
Yeah.
So something what we're going to cover this time is MCP server, a solution for managed.
Yes, definitely. That is what we are doing now.
So Vishwat, now then we've told them we've introducing MCP server for managed.
Yeah.
Would you want to share some thoughts on why MCP server for managed?
Definitely. So when I was telling Mithun about how SaaS MCP server works and how it was very interesting topic even for me, and he showed great interest towards it. But one question he asked, Vishut, why everything is happening in SaaS? Why not managed? That is where we got into the discussion regarding what can we do for managed customers as well. Because in India right now, most of the customers are in managed, and still maybe like down the line up to 3 to 4 years, they'd still be in managed. Only reason is these are very huge customers and big clusters they have. And we thought, why can't we bring some of the SaaS features to managed as well? Because they deserve it, right?
Right. So in short, what he means to say is engaging transformation with legacy.
Exactly. That's our point, and that is where this journey started.
Yeah.
And we'll take you through it one
Stay focused.
step. Now, in this throughout this video, we will be using some of the terms. So basically, we will talk about what those exactly means, right? So this MCP server, whatever that you are hearing about, it's a part of agentic AI process, where basically this agentic AI, in the sense, in the simple terms, one AI talks to another AI and gets the data from it. That is what agentic AI is all about. Now, other than that agentic AI, we have multiple things to focus on. That is where the part comes in of MCP servers. It tells us how one agent can talk to another agent. So, Mithun, you want to elaborate?
Sure, Vishwat. So let me do that. Uh, Now, when we're talking about a concept called agentic AI, we understand the basics, right? We're talking about an agent talking to another agent via another medium. So we here, when you're talking about MCP server and different terminologies, what we're referring to is different entities in this entire concept. So
Exactly.
here you have three entities ideally. The first one is your LLM model. Now this particular LLM model can be your chat GPT, and which we usually recommend is your cloud on cloud sonnet, right? That's what we've been using, and we're going to be talking about that too. So that is your first entity. Then you have this next brokering entity, which is called as the MCP server, which is going to be connecting the LLM with your third entity, that is your managed cluster. So ideally, how does it operate? Let's talk about a real world scenario. Let's say you go to a mechanic today in order to get your car serviced. So here, the mechanic behaves as if an LLM model.
Okay.
Then he's got a toolkit that he carries along with himself. Now, this toolkit probably can be a toolkit that he carries or a toolkit which the car provides
Yes. Okay.
with different spanner sizes. So, the mechanic knows that he needs to operate on a bolt on the car, which is your Dynatrace managed cluster. So, ideally, a mechanic who's an LLM uses the toolkit picks up that sized spanner from the toolkit and then operates on the bolt, which is Dynatrace Managed Server, to give you the end result of repairing the car. So that's Agentic AI for you.
Perfect. And what Mithun mean to say is, for an example, if you take in the cooking world, we have lot of recipes and the recipe book and how cooks from it.
Right.
Right?
So ideally, in short, what we're trying to explain to you is LLM speaks to Dynatrace Managed over a brokerage service, which is MCP. Now, this MCP ideally is developed by the two of us for managed cluster. You could use the similar kind of an entity, which is also provided in probably many repositories around.
Yeah, because this MCP server managed is obviously inspired by SaaS, right?
Yes.
So SaaS MCP server, which was already developed by Dynatrace open source office. So based on that, we took that example and did it for managed.
Yes. So Vishrut, we kind of discussed about agentic AI as a concept. We understand it's a conversation between two different agents via a medium. So when you're talking about Davis Copilot, or you're talking about Copilot on VS Code, which is using an LLM model, which is an agent, of course, running as an agent on
Yeah.
VS Code.
Right.
I know that's one agent, and I know the MCP server is the medium. Now, the question which most of our viewers would have is, which is the other agent that LLM model is trying to communicate with, right? Would you want to probably take this up?
Yeah, like me. So here, what happens with respect to Dynatrace? So whenever we monitor something in Dynatrace or like an organizational infrastructure, so what happens is we have a software called One Agent. That One Agent pushes data to Dynatrace. That's it. That's the job of it. But the point here is whatever the data that is pushed to Dynatrace, whether it's might be a managed server or it may be in the SaaS.
Right.
So managed server has our own AI, that is Dynatrace AI.
Of course.
That is Davis.
Davis.
So whatever the data that is sent to the cluster, it uses its proprietary model or the mechanism to derive the data from whatever the bulk of the information that is gathered by one agent.
Right.
And that data is derived by Davis, let's say for example, problem details, entities, or the connections between
course.
these entities. All of these things are derived by Davis. Now,
It also identifies anomalies, right?
exactly. So in this point in time, Davis is an AI and it is an agent as well.
Okay.
Based on that, we have LLM, maybe Claude, GPT, or here we have Davis. So these two are communicating to each other and getting the information and giving us the result.
Yeah. Via the MCP.
Yes, not to forget.
Okay. So now then we've understood the two agents. We've understood also about the MCP server.
Yeah.
Now, a common question amongst most of us as a human, where do we use this? Why do I need it? What is it that I'm trying to achieve? I can rather directly go to Dynatrace and search for it, right?
Yeah.
What is it that we try to?
We can rather talk about agentic AI, MCP stretched across days continuously. But the point is, first question, as Mithun said, we all get is what's the use? How it will help us, right?
Maybe an example that you could do that you want to show and things like that.
Yeah. So first example I would say is with the help of first agent that we have, whether it might be a Claude, GPT, we can ask questions like, let's say I have an application named EasyTrade. So in such cases, I just ask my agent that go and bring some useful information about my application. That is EasyTrade. Or get me all the entities that are monitored in Dynatrace for EasyTrade.
Right. So what you're saying is, me as an application owner, probably an SRE or a developer, I would open up VS Code and I will give it a prompt saying, I want to know what in Dynatrace or what is Dynatrace monitoring in my application. So the configuration that's enabled over there is what it's going to prompt out. Is that-
Exactly. See, the data, what it gathers from Davis by the detected entities, it can also comprehend that data. Like comprehension is with first agent, that is LLM what we use.
Yes.
So that will become very easy for any application owner to understand.
Right. So Mishra, let's also extend it a little further. What's in? Now then we've been able to, in the first use case, show them, what is a configuration enabled for an application. Maybe we should also go ahead and then showcase how did that application perform the last 7 days or a month, because Dynatrace has been monitoring.
Yeah, because
Some critical outages and things like that.
Yeah.
That's a superb use case, right?
It's an excellent use case for any application owner or maybe an incident response team or incident management teams, right?
Yeah.
So instead of going to their existing ITSM tools, ticketing tools, and fetch the data, spend hours together on that, they can simply spin up one prompt. Like, just give me a health check of last 7 days, or give me the list of P1 and P2 problems that are occurred in the environment.
Yeah.
And it straight away gives you.
Maybe we should talk about these use cases. And if you want to enhance this, maybe because the first episode, maybe we'll consider 3 use cases. We've got the first 2. What do you think? Should we go with the third one?
Third one, see, for any application owner, like, see, let's assume that I am an application owner of EasyTrade. First thing I would like to see is how my entities are communicating to each other.
Oh, wow. I know where you're going.
Yes, right?
Mm-hmm.
See, because why it is important for me is, let's say I get a request from a web server and web server is not able to properly respond to the user.
Mm-hmm.
The reason might be because in the app server, or when I go and look at the app server, it is fine for me.
Yeah.
But actually, when I further drill down to the database, that is where the problem is, because database host is saturated for me.
Right. So Mishra, if I understand what you're actually saying, you're going to give 3 use cases here. One is you're going to show the viewers about what is the configuration enabled in Dynatrace.
Yes.
The second use case is you're going to give them an understanding about how your application's been performing over a particular period of time. And third use case is how were the other instances which were connected to this particular application actually impacted or behaving as well.
Yes, and based on that prompt, it can also, LLM can comprehend
Yeah.
that how this dependency occurred and is there any problems that has happened in last 7 days,
Wow.
right?
Yeah. I think you need to stay focused for this. Very important.
Yeah. So that is what we are gonna show you did then why.
Sure. Let's do that.
Yes. All right, so it's demo time. So we are going to start with the application. What we are monitoring in Dynatrace Managed. Application is EasyTrade, which I already spoke about in the video regarding that things. So now Mithun will show what this application is, or Mithun will tell about it.
Right. So basically, it's a trading platform, as the name goes by. It's a prototype. So it's not a real application. It's just a test demo application that we're referring to.
Oh, I thought I could do.
Probably trade something.
Yeah, I thought so.
Very nice. So let's get into the game.
Yeah.
We just logging in by a anonymous user. Okay, the name of the user is David. So if you notice, all of these are different options and menus where you can deposit, you can withdraw. Of course, Vishrat, while I wish you have this much of money saved in your accounts. So let's get into reality now.
Yeah.
While in this application, we also have an option wherein you could enable or disable certain features. Okay, and when I say features, it's the features for creating anomalies and machine learning.
Okay. Like feature flags.
Yes, these are feature flags. So ideally, we've been monitoring this particular application using Dynatrace Managed with the feature flags enabled, so that we were able to capture certain anomalies from the environment, and that's something what we're going to showcase in our demo today.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. So with that said, should we soon now pitch into the Copilot?
Yes. I'm excited.
So now we are into the Visual Code Copilot. Of course, when we said Agentic AI, we have one of the agents here listed. That's Claude, which is an agent. You have different options though, but we're referring to Claude right now. That's one of the most preferred agents. So Vishrat, as a part of this activity, we mentioned that we're going to be talking about 3 use cases, right? You want to explain about the first one?
Yeah, see, as a being an application owner, my biggest concern is how, let's say, for example, EasyTweet is deployed and it is a microservice based application and it is deployed on Kubernetes nodes. Okay. So here, my biggest problem as an application owner or a worry, then what it makes me is how do I make my application observable up to 100%?
Yeah.
Now, usually what happens is we'll have this inventory with us where all the entities belongs to that application will be there. But I need a comparison part like out of this inventory, let's say out of this 100
What's
images,
being monitored?
what's being monitored?
Very nice. So ideally, what you're saying is you want to retrieve all of those entities that is being monitored in the Dynatrace environment today. Correct.
Yes, because so that I can understand the monitoring gap in the infrastructure.
And also, you want to filter it out only for an application.
In the one easy, sir. Yeah, because I'm an easy trade application owner.
Okay. So there you go. The general prompt is right there on the screen. I'm going to filter out for easy trade application. Let's wait and watch.
And while we wait, can you explain me what is going on under the hood here?
Of course. So you don't have to wait for me to explain. In fact, Bishop, you see on the system, and you're talking about what's happening. The cloud over here, the agent over here, clearly says that what it is querying for from the MCP server. Now, for example, it's probably called the function called list environments, which is a tool. Now, after listing all the environments, it's trying to see what are those monitored entities within the environment.
Oh,
And then it's trying to find out what are the different types of entities within the monitored environment. And yes, as you see, it keeps telling you.
okay. It's more like it is recursion that is happening.
Yes.
Until it gets what the data it wants,
Exactly.
it keeps on recurring.
That's a good point.
Okay.
That's a very nice part. So ideally, even Claude is an LLM which is learning for itself, right? So it need not necessarily mean that first attempt will give you the right set of data that it's looking for. So there may be several retries what it might have to go through in order to make sure that the filtering criteria it has to follow is more sharpened. So as it ages, as it learns, the ability for it to go query the data what we're looking for improvises.
Increases. Okay. Understood. See, I'm just imagining here if I would have told this to some of my L1 team to get this report.
Yeah, I know where you're going.
because because I
Would have taken them probably a day.
yes, maybe. That too, the frequent follow-ups a day
Yeah,
without a week.
yeah.
So,
And provided that the member who you're looking for is certified, who understands the environment.
with Dynatrace, yes, correct. That's the biggest.
Well, this took you about 2-3 minutes, and you see
Yes.
in this particular application you have 8 services listed around, and the with the service ID which is available in Dynatrace, we also know what process groups they get categorized under. We know how many nodes are running around in the AKS
Oh.
Kubernetes server where these particular services are deployed. We clearly know what databases they use.
Perfect. This almost summarizes everything with my application.
Including the technology. Yes. So probably in interest of time, wasting not much time, probably the next usage that we were talking about is the health check, correct?
Because that's true, right? I have a list of entities, but how my entities are working in last 7 days, that's
Right.
important for me.
Right. With a particular call out for what is the fix that they recommend in order.
Yeah, I like
Yes.
analysis towards the problem.
Right.
Because usually that is what I go and ask my team to
Right.
provide.
So I really that's a general prompt what I prompted here. I'm looking for issues or health check for last 7 days. Looking for P1, P2 instance if there's anything reported, and then also give me some suggestions.
And are you sure with this single prompt it gives all the data? I am skeptical.
Oh yeah, but
As an application owner, I am skeptical about to be sure.
well, I think yeah, that's a general opinion. People always may have doubts in them, but yeah, they can look for it by itself, right? Or they could probably try experiencing it by themselves, provided they have a solution at hand like this.
Yeah.
Speaking about it, how do you think people are going to get a solution for this? Is this MCP server what we actually developed available online?
It is not yet. It is private. And for much more details,
you can reach out to us.
You can reach out to us. We are definitely help you.
Okay. So probably with that said, let's wait for some analysis in the environment.
So our SaaS is open source. You can use it, but with respect to manage, it's kind of a proprietary thing right now.
Right.
Yeah. So right now, this is keep on as you said. It is analyzing the problems, right?
Yes.
And is this the problem analysis and everything? It is like, is it talking to Davis, that or how it is?
Yes, of course. When we say about agentic AI, now the agent to agent communication, right? It may not be directly talking to Davis at times, but it's definitely going and referring to the details or the reports which Davis is stored within Dynatrace after analysis.
Okay.
So if even if in case we don't get a prompt directly from Davis, it's a report that we are fetching, which was created by Davis.
Okay. So that is the difference between SaaS and managed.
Exactly.
Okay.
You're right. That's a good point that you raised. So because I think the tool sets which are available on the SaaS environment, they have an option or they have a tool set available to connect with or converse with the Davis Copilot.
Right. Okay.
While Copilot is not available in the managed environment, we could only go access the data which is generated by Davis. So that's the difference.
Got it.
So yes, your reports here took you about 3 minutes again. So that's a health check summary for 7 days. You've got the P1, P2 analysis also in place.
And it is giving me actionable summary as well, root cause, summaries, problems, resolution and fixes. That's interesting.
This is what everybody looks for, correct? The resolution and the fixes. Because every time I speak to any of these users, I've usually seen them asking for one simple question saying, I know what the problem is. Now, how do I fix it? What next?
Yeah.
What next is very clearly listed out here. With this information, we also know the health status. That's
And the most important, I am stunned here because you can see here for my services it is showing recurring. Then I can go and talk to my customer or sorry, my team and tell that these are the recurring issues that are happening for these services. Go and fix it. What's now with
it's still in recovering status, indicating that issues still exist.
yes.
So the question if the issue is fixed or not is listed right here. And it says recovering because it's an active problem card.
Active problem and also if it is recurred within last 7 days maybe that is the reason. And then it gives us key findings and summaries.
Nice.
It's excellent report,
Nice.
right?
So you want to just speak about third use case that you were talking about?
Yeah, third requirement for me is see, first thing is I got to know what are the entities that are being monitored. Second is health of those entities. And third is the most important thing for me is connecting the dots, right? So, how do I connect the dots is based on the dependencies that come to it. And how these dependencies come. Is it possible to get those dependencies that were like my service, let's say my front end service is dependent on some other back end service. So is it possible?
Very nice. So basically, you're looking for mapping the relationships, right?
Correct.
So let's say because we have an agent which is installed, there's one agent giving us the information, and Dynatrace is able to automatically stitch those transactions, trace them around. We've got a Smartscape topology. So ideally, the advantage of this particular solution over here is you don't really need to go back to Dynatrace UI and then start looking for the dependencies because this agent is able to connect back with Dynatrace, fetch those details for us, and then display it over here. And now what I'm talking to you about is a specific application called EasyTrade Alone.
Okay. That is really great and interesting. If I say it is giving me like a flow diagram structure of the entities.
Yeah, there's a front layer, then there's an API gateway and a microservice.
It literally summarized my whole application flow there.
Of course. So you clearly know the front layer.
Yeah.
What were those layers?
And then goes to services and then how many services are there and how many calls has happened. What are the calls? This is brilliant.
So Vishwat, why we getting these details? I think we should make this as a practice because now this information provided here is only about whatever the managed service provided, right? Now let's say there's an issue in your application, and are we looking for a fix on in that particular application? So could we talk about a session or an episode where, as a developer, if somebody logs in and then finds a problem here, how can it fix over
Yeah, so
automatically in the code?
while we were discussing, I was actually getting an idea related to that itself. So here, as an application owner or a developer, our concerns or developers' concerns is like, let's say, for example, they push a build into production, right? And then once that happens, automatically because of some issues in the code, whole production server goes down sometimes,
Right.
or maybe users won't get proper responses for their clicks.
Right.
That happens,
Right.
right? So in such cases, how can we use these MCP servers, or we have agents, we have AI, to make sure we fix the bug
Yeah.
and automatically deploy into production,
Right.
where the before issue happens to actual user, it fixes it. So that is what I'm thinking. So I think we should do an episode on that.
Of course,
right?
I think, yeah, you're right.
And then after a bug fix, we can also, if possible, integrate with the Slack or email.
Right.
That bug fix report can be sent to a larger audience or a development team.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Definitely helps our operations. So I think we'll have the guys stay tuned for it. In the next upcoming episodes, we'll probably focus on these use cases. Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
Okay. I think we're good. So we'll.
So this is what you can achieve with all the prompts and the MCP servers with it. And this is the power of Agentic AI. It is not here to replace anything. It is there to comprehend.
Yes.
Right? So that is what our goal is. And for the MCP server goal, or for managed, why we created is
LLM.
yeah, LLM, and we were focusing on legacy.
Yeah.
Transform
Talking about engaging the LLMs or engaging transformation with the legacy application.
Yes. So that is what our goal was. And until next time, we'll see you soon.
Yes.
Stay tuned, guys, and stay tuned.